A report that's out by the World Bank as well as its lending arm, IFC. It's saying that business environment in Kenya is experiencing some troubles over the past 12 months purely because of corruption, difficulties in accessing permits. Would you say they are giving the right account?
Yes, I think so. We have two reports that have come out in the last 2 days which are very key. The Global Competitiveness Report and the doing business, the ease of doing business in the country. And, ranking Kenya at a position around 95, 98 on both results, and that's not attractive. If you look at how Kenyan fares in terms of in terms of where it ranked with regards to the private sector and also the public sector, you realize that the public sector was actually faring far much worse. It actually contributed to inefficiencies in the economy. The private sector in general fared far much better, and we could even point that out. If you look at the innovative capacity of the country, that ranked quite highly. The financial sophistication of the country was also ranked quite highly. But yes, if you look at the public sector, paying taxes, we ranked among the worst jurisdictions in terms of paying taxes, in terms of difficulty, and how long it takes to pay taxes and just the number of times you have to deal with the tax authority. So I think in essence, it means that the government has to really improve in terms of what it has to do to facilitate the private sector to work better.
Well, when reports of this nature come out, the question becomes, is the government losing its grip on the reform agendas of the country?
I mean, it's difficult to say that they are really doing much. I mean, on the ground, in some areas, we've seen a lot of improvement. If you look at education, for example, we've seen the government investing a lot more. And in fact, our education system was ranked quite highly. Judicial reforms have been quite slow in coming, and we saw in the reports that also being ranked quite lowly, just in reflection of the slow agenda. So I think the reports really are an indication of what the situation is on the ground, but hopefully we should be able to improve. If you look at Rwanda in East Africa, it performed remarkably well, from position 143 to about 67. So I think you can really improve. I think the government hopefully is looking at this and hopefully will work to improve its position.
One of the concerns that's cited is that accessing business licenses to do business in Kenya has become even more difficult. So which sector is gravely affected by this?
I mean, it's generally across all sectors. If you're opening a business, you need licenses. And if the licenses are too many or they're taking too long to get, then that's a problem. In fact, if you realize across board, it's not even about the cost to the business in terms of cash. It's more to do with the procedures and dealing with a bureaucratic system. And that's really putting away business. If you look at a section in terms of exports, imports, the ease of trading for a businessman, you realize that it really ranks Kenya poorly. And if Kenya want to increase our exports, really this should be an area that should be improved. And so you find it very surprising that the documentation and really being able to export is very cumbersome.